Hi, I'm Courtney Whitlock. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. This is a quote from Nelson Mandela, in which he lives by every day of his life. South Africa was home to this amazing leader. This 93-year-old retired president has worked hard throughout his entire life to end slavery and discrimination. He fought and struggled to end the apartheid movement in South Africa. Nelson Mandela was a great leader in 3 different ways. First of all, Mandela struggled to end the apartheid movement. Secondly, Mandela was elected president of South Africa. And finally, Mandela brought the Football World Cup to South Africa. First of all, I want to talk about Mandela's struggle to end the apartheid movement. According to BBC News, Mandela joined the African National Council in 1944. He used peaceful resistance against the apartheid. The apartheid controlled where the African Americans could work and live. Mandela finally became fed up with it, and he started to begin using less peaceful resistance. And he even planned to overthrow the government. And this led to his sentence in jail. He was sentenced for a life in jail, and the African National Council was banned. Nelson Mandela's autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, describes his struggle with the apartheid and his life in jail. Finally, when he was in jail, he was becoming accepted as a great leader for all African Americans. But he was released early, in 1990. He came out with more force than when he went into jail, and he reunited the African National Council again once he got out of jail. Next, I am going to explain how Mandela was elected as president and his presidency. According to Tor from the Nobel Peace Prize Foundation, Mandela was elected president after he reunited the African National Council in 1991. Mandela reigned as president between the years of 1994 to 1999, when he finally stepped down from his position. He was the first African American president in South Africa. He accomplished goals of beating the apartheid, and he actually accomplished so much that he was awarded with the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. According to BBC News, Mandela had a very successful presidency. It was the first election in which South Africa, everyone could vote. All races were allowed to vote, and Nelson Mandela won in a landslide. I'm finally going to talk to you about Mandela's life after his presidency. BBC News explains even after life as president, Mandela still lived a successful life. Even though a year after he stepped down from presidency, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, he was still very outgoing. He actually formed an elders club in which consisted of worldly figures all around the world who met and discussed worldly conflicts and problems. Tor of the Nobel Peace Prize Foundation explains that Mandela convinced the World Cup board to allow the 2010 Football World Cup to be held in South Africa. Mandela even appeared at the event. He worked very hard after his retirement as well as during his presidency. It seems a good, successful leader is hard to come by these days. But Nelson Mandela brought success to South Africa in many different ways, before, during, and after his presidency. Mandela became a great leader in 3 different ways. First of all, he had his struggle to end the apartheid when he was successful. He also had to reign as president of South Africa, and he brought more to South Africa during his retirement. Thank you.